Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I am stream happy lately, apparently, because I just can't stop streaming. Um, I found a request in my comments section of the relationships in the blind view community, of relationships in the blind community video, that they were asking if I was going to address the video that Molly Burke did entitled Addressing Assumptions About My Blindness. Because apparently, I know she did do a video called that. It seems to be talking about the people who have been calling her out. That's the gist that I was told. I haven't watched it yet because, quite frankly, I was taking kind of a break from the Molly stuff. I didn't want to come across as obsessive. I had a whole bunch of real life shit that I was dealing with, and I was just not in the right frame of mind to talk about it. But since somebody in my comments section actually requested that if I was going to do that, and since the kids are asleep and I have nothing to do, I figured I would do a live stream about it and cover this. It's a 20-minute video, so it's not super long for her. And I will we'll see about putting it on a faster speed if we need to. I've also got some drinks to help us get through this. The other reason I'm doing a live stream is I want to test out if Streamlabs bot is working. So I do have multiple reasons for doing this. So, doing this with drinks. So, and I also want to make sure Streamlabs bot is working. Hello, Diana. Welcome. So, this is a mystery can. This is the second mystery can that Pink Hollow got me. I have no idea what it is. We're about to sip it and find out. It smells interesting. Oh, that's very sour. That's appley. Whew. That's wow. Gotta get up to go to my computer to share on Twitter, which is evil. Well, and of course, remember, guys, to the new link, blindpress.net. If anybody could maybe do a test donation or buy something, Streamlabs bot is supposed to acknowledge you in chat, and I want to make sure that it works. Let me invoke Streamlabs here. I think if you do exclamation mark Streamlabs, it works. Doesn't seem to be working yet, but we'll see. Anyway, let's see if let's get this video rolling, shall we? There will be drinking, there will be smoking, just to make you guys aware that will be happening. Hello, Wikipedia snippet. Glad to have you here. Okay, before we even start this video, I am going to put it to one I think it's settings that I want. Yeah, it's settings. We're gonna put it to 1.25. Oh. Where's the playback speed? Hmm. That's not good. So this is from September 15th. So it is a bit, it's a few weeks old. Um Now I can't find the speed settings, so unfortunately we are not going to be able to do the speed stuff. Hello, Ginger Snap. Good to have you. Okay, I'm gonna push play and let me know if it's too quiet, and I can ask Pinkala to come turn it up a little bit. Oh shit! You know what would help? You know what would help? If I shared the screen! You dumb bitch. Um, let's see here. Where's the. I want to make sure that I'm in the. I want to make sure that I'm in the right spot. I want to make sure I'm in the correct spot. Am I in the correct spot? Oh wow, 104 dislikes. That's high for her. Okay. Alright, now let's go back over here and share the screen. Wow. Well done, Blind Press. Go Blind Press. You're totally worth people buying your merchandise. Jesus Christ. Just ridiculous. Okay. Share screen. Chrome tab. Share audio. There we go. Wow, that's better. Yeah, it's not working. The Streamlabs thing isn't working. Okay, now let's try. Let me know if this is too loud. Or too quiet, I mean.
This one actually, like, low-key made me feel really sad. Hello.
Oh yeah, that's really quiet. Hmm. Yeah, that's way too quiet. Honey, can you help me quickly turn this up? I can't get the slider to work. Producer! Lovely, lovely producer. Um, I don't know why the sliders don't work with voiceover. It's very frustrating. Because I can find the slider. Like if I go... Where are we here? If I go to this slider, it says 6% volume, but I can't make it go farther. Hold on. Just a moment, guys. Let's see here. Did it work? I tried to, oh, it did work. Okay. Go into voice, so go there, turn it off. So what I did was I turned off voiceover and I arrowed the volume up in the slider itself. Let's see. 46% volume. That should be better.
Hello. Welcome.
Hi.
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 That's better.
It's just my mom and I here. And now, all of you. We're so pleased to have you. We were getting lonely, so glad we could sit down and have this chat and sip on some tea while we spill the tea and break down, bust down these misconceptions or assumptions about my blindness. So a while back, I did this video right here where I addressed assumptions about me. It was like a pretty trendy video to do here on the tubes, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I thought it was really fun. You know, as creatures on the internet, there's a lot that's known about us, but there's also a lot that's unknown, right? We have...
So I'm just trying to do this because, as I said, I was requested to do this. Now, I'm hoping that this is about the people that have been criticizing her. So do I. Ginger snap, so do I. Hey, that's offensive to us bowl smokers. Not all of us sound that stupid after we smoke a bowl. By the way, hello, Blind Riot. I'm really hoping that she starts talking about the criticisms that she's been getting. And that this is not just a repeat of the other videos that she has done. Because yes, she has done videos about addressing the assumptions and stuff. I watched this when it came out and it's exactly what you'd expect. Oh no. Is it a good thing I have drinks, Diana? Is this a good thing? Is it good that I have drinks and pot? Am I going to need both? Okay, here we go.
Have our life that we put out there, but we also are humans that have a whole other life off camera and off the internet. And so I think it's kind of fun to break down that wall, break down some misconceptions, share the truth tea with all of you.
I think it's a good thing you have drinks
today.
and pot. Really?
So I have seen and heard some things floating around the atmosphere online about me that I was like, I wonder how that came to be.
So flattering.
That's not true at all.
Oh, you wonder how the things that you've heard came to be, do you? You really? You do. You wonder how these things came to be. It's totally by accident. It's not how you portray yourself at all. Okay, calm down. Give her some time. Maybe she'll explain.
Very flattering. People are talking about you.
It's very flattering that people make things up about me. Yeah, it's just basically Honestly, I'm not taking this video too seriously, and I don't want you guys to take it too seriously either. I just saw and heard about some things being said about me that I was like, I should squash that before it gets too big.
You should make some merchandise about it.
Let me know what misconception merch you want from me. So most of the misconceptions or assumptions that I saw being made about me revolve around my blindness or my life as a blind woman. So those are the things that I'm here to talk about today. A little bit different than the video I did a while back, which was more like, I don't know, like dating stuff and really.
Are you actually going to be specific about the things that you've heard? Are you going to give specific, or are you going to just be like, basically some people said some things? Or are you going to actually for once address them honestly and open? She's doing a quartering intro. 3/4 of the video is intro and ads. Yeah. Hey, we have a merch store, but I mean, I'm not gonna shit on her for plugging her merch, because I'm trying to plug the fuck out of my merch right now. So, but it's anyway.
Relationship stuff.
Blindpress.net.
This is all blindness things. Without further ado, let's get into some of the misconceptions. One misconception I saw floating around there is that I'm like trying to play into inspiration porn, or that I'm trying to like capitalize on inspiration porn.
You are. Go on.
Which, oh my god, no, heck no, big no to that. I made this video right here many years ago all about inspiration porn. I'm also going to link below Stella Young, the late Stella Young's TED Talk that she did about inspiration porn. She's the one that coined the phrase, and I just love the phrase so much. I think a lot of us in the disability activism community do. So yeah.
Shall I look for her Dove commercial? I would agree with you, Blind Ryan. Hi, Becca. I... You want to see it? Okay. We're gonna pause this right here, because this is the juxtaposition I'm looking for. We're gonna go over... We're gonna go over to StreamYard. Because she just said, heck no, big no to that. She doesn't play into inspiration porn. Okay? This is where we've paused. She doesn't play into inspiration porn at all. Okay, guys? This is what she's saying. She's not an inspiration porn person. No, no, no. Not her. Okay? Let's open a fresh window here. We're going to open a fresh YouTube. We're going to open up a fresh... What makes me sad is that Molly isn't self-aware enough or have enough pride to look into these accusations behind, or more than surface level. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's not sometimes it's not comfortable to look at yourself and go, that's not a good look. Molly Burke's Dove commercial. Let's see here. Dove shower form. Molly's story. And this is from 3 years ago. Okay? 3 years ago. Stop, stop, stop. Reload. Come on. Okay, good. There's an ad. I can find the fucking... Come on. Sorry, guys. Where's the... Skip ad. Okay. Ugh. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the fucking commercial. I wanted the Dove commercial, not the how I filmed a shower scene. And I just had it. Back. Okay. Dove shower foam. Molly's story is what it's called. And it's a 1-minute video. I'm just trying to get to the... Okay, there's the play button. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, we're gonna look at how she's totally not into inspiration porn. Okay? Share screen. Chrome tab. Share audio. Alright. You ready for how she's not full for inspiration porn?
I can experience the beauty of the world without seeing any of it. From the time I was 6 months old, my family knew there was some kind of medical issue, but it wasn't until I was 4 years old that they finally got the diagnosis of a disease called retinitis pigmentosa that basically causes gradual loss of vision. Unfortunately, they can't tell you when that vision loss will happen, how it'll happen. They just know that one day you'll most likely go blind. So all of my ideas of what the world looked like changed from being what it looked like with my eyes and how I experienced it with all of my other senses.
Like, listen to the music. Listen to the, I can see the beauty of the world without seeing anything at all. You're telling me that's not inspiration porn?
I think Dove asked me to try out this body wash because I'm so in tune with my hands and how things feel to me. I really navigate the world by touch.
Like, listen to that. Dove wanted me to try this body wash because I'm so in tune with my hands. But she's not into inspiration porn. It's so cunting saccharine. It is.
When I pumped it out, I was like, oh, now this is different. The foam was really light, fluffy, weightless, and it feels really moisturizing, not sticky. I've never tried.
What body wash have you used that feels sticky, Molly? What? Seriously?
Had anything like this as a body wash before.
It's called shower foam. but she's not into inspiration porn, you guys. She's not into inspiration porn. She's not for that at all. Not at all. How dare anyone say that? Right? That was so not inspiration porn at all. And that was only 3 years old, by the way. It's not like that was, from when she was a teenager or anything. That was 3 years ago. Hey, kitty stalker. I never knew body wash could be sticky. Me neither. I mean, I've tried a lot of body wash. Maybe she got the bottles mixed up. Maybe. Like, that's the only way you'd get sticky body wash is if you grabbed the body lotion and somehow didn't smell the creamier, like the heavy creamier scent of the lotion. Because lotion has a scent to it that's definitely different than body wash is. So, like, there's a lot of things you'd have to miss before you get sticky body wash. Okay.
Yeah, I made a video about it. You can also listen to my audiobook, It's Not What It Looks Like, on audible.com. I have a whole section in there devoted to my hatred of inspiration porn. So I am definitely not trying to capitalize on that. If anything, I'm trying to squash that. I'm not
That's even funnier now that we've watched the Dove commercial. Hey, Streamlabs is working. Yay! Streamlabs is working, hooray! We have an alive Streamlabs bot. Go Streamlabs and go Pinkalo for getting it to work.
not trying to be somebody that people like. I'm trying to be myself. And some people like me and some people don't. I'm trying to show...
I like you.
Thank you, Mom. I'm glad my mom likes me. God, that would be sad if you didn't.
I love you.
I love you too.
Guys. Editing. It's a thing.
Gallop loves me too. And my kitten and my boyfriend. I feel very loved. Lucky me. But yeah, I'm just trying to be myself and show my life as a disabled woman. If anything, I don't want you to be inspired by me just doing average daily things. That's kind of the point that I'm trying to make in my videos.
Dove commercial.
So definitely a big no to trying to capitalize on inspiration porn. If anything, we try and get rid of the inspiration porn. We don't
Dove commercial.
want that. There's no space for that here. Misconception number 2. This one actually low-key made me feel really sad. And that's why I want to bust this one so hard, because it would upset me to think that people believe this or think this of me. And that is that I cannot accurately represent the blind community because I don't live like most blind people.
Uh-huh.
And the kind of points that I was seeing being made around this is essentially that, 80% of blind people are unemployed and living below the poverty line, which is truly devastating and something that I'm trying really hard to contribute to helping change.
But how?
I'm only one person and I can only do what I can, but I hope I can be one small crumb of what makes a difference.
Okay. Valid, laudable goal. Okay? But how are you trying to do that? You were hired by Aerie as a model as part of their disability inclusion. You're not making any attempt to inform them about captioning their photos on all their platforms, which is something that would help. You don't speak to other blind creators that are smaller than you or who have different content than you. You, as far as I know, please, if anybody that follows Molly and is a fan of her watches this video and has evidence to the contrary, please tell me. But as far as I know, on her team that she's admitted to having, that she does not have any blind employees or low vision employees. That would contribute to the blind unemployment rate in a small way. Like even if you had a blind secretary or something. How are you contributing to the unemployment rate of blind people? I mean, it's awesome that you have been able Diana says BP. I said literally the exact same thing on Twitter, and somebody asked me what she expected blind people to do for her. Schedules. Oh, no, I don't believe in diversity hires either. But I mean, if she has if she finds a kick-ass, if she hires her own, if she finds a really kick-ass, well-organized marketing person who has a degree in marketing or something who happens to be blind, why not hire them? Why not? If she, why not do that? That would be a great way to contribute to the blind unemployment rate.
But, so currently, correct. I am employed, I own my own business, and I'm not living in poverty. I live in a beautiful apartment, and I'm very, very, very fortunate. However, I didn't come from extraordinary wealth. I didn't come from an uber privileged background. I, for many years, lived on disability support checks from the government. Where I'm from, in Ontario, it's called ODSP. I couldn't afford to live on my own or pay rent. I lived with my parents. At times, I was unable to find employment because of my disability. So I don't currently live like the majority of blind people do, in terms of being in poverty or unemployed. But
Molly, you are from an upper middle class background. I'm sorry, you just are. Yes, you may have had to live on ODSP, but if you follow, even the most basic follower of her channel knows that she only lived on her own for about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. Her father's the vice president of... Yeah, her dad is the VP of 2 different tech firms in town, and he's the VP of Accessible Media Incorporated. Which he helped... Or was. Sorry, he's no longer. But he was the VP of Accessible Media Incorporated. She is a legally blind kitty stalker. She has retinitis pigmentosa. She has some light and shadow perception. She still has both her eyes, she has her real eyes. But her condition is called retinitis pigmentosa, is what she has.
but I certainly have lived that life. And I'm really grateful that I've been able to work really hard and claw my way out of that. And I've had some, lucky breaks in life. But
You've had some phenomenal breaks in life. Come on. Don't. I'm really trying not to be nasty here. I'm claw my way out, lives with her parents. Yeah, she just. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Don't worry, I'll be nasty, says Blind Ryan. I'm still working my ass off 5 years after finishing my degree, says Diana. I can't tell you the amount of job applications I've filled out. Yeah. Got modeling gigs because she's cute. Oh, the pressure, the hardship. Yeah. Got, and yeah, being cute and not looking really blind does help tremendously. It also helps when you go and play blind with Shane Dawson. That helps. When you go and you let Shane Dawson wave a cane around for a day and he lets you pretend to drive his car. That helps. That really helps a lot. Yes, that actually happened.
I wouldn't want people to think that I've never lived that way or that I can't speak to that because it's not my experience. It's not currently my experience, but it was my experience. That was the life that I was living.
Have you ever had your pets go hungry? Have you ever had to go to the food bank and bring home a hamper full of food that will last you for 2 days and have to throw out half of that food because it's moldy? Have you ever had to do that? You ever? Have you, Molly? Have you ever had to make the request of your mother that despite the fact that you're old enough to be having babies, that because you were nice. No, anyway, sorry, I'm getting angry. I'm moving on. Have you ever gone without at all? Yeah, good question, Ginger Snap.
And I still have many, many, many of my best friends who are blind and who are still living that life and still in that situation. And I find it heartbreaking because I see these friends of mine that are so intelligent and are so talented and work so hard and they don't get that lucky break.
Then why don't you help them? Why don't you find them and give them employment? You have your own business. You just said you have the ability to hire some of these people. Why do you just sit there and go, "Oh, that's heartbreaking."
They haven't yet. And at times I do feel guilt about that. I feel guilty that I have been able to overcome those challenges and find success. And
No. Don't put that on any. You don't. Okay, you feel guilty that you've had your success. How about you feel guilty that you haven't given back? Don't feel guilty that you've succeeded. You have every right in the world to succeed. Okay? But don't sit there and get all righteous and mad that people are saying that you don't help the blind community when you don't. And then sit there and go, "Oh, I'm guilty because I'm successful." No. You should be guilty because you just said, "I have best friends who are blind who live that lifestyle where they have to go without and they live on disability and they live in poverty And all I sit there and do is go, oh, that's heartbreaking. Fuck, man, that is cruel. What kind of friend are, like, I'm not saying give handouts, right? I'm not saying you should just, like, give out your money, okay? Because that's not how that works. But if you own your own business, you have the ability to hire people. And you have the ability to help people. And you just don't want to. Ginger Snap says, hey, look, she has just enough guilt to feel self-righteous. Yep.
And I so badly wish that, like, all blind people could reach their potential and that society could give them more opportunities. And that's why I believe that representation is so important, that education is so important, and that's why I made this channel.
You got your breaks because of society and because of how you look and because of your... Oh my god. It's society's fault. Wow. Holy shit. Go. Wow. Okay. Let's move on.
That's why I'm having these conversations. It's actually really funny because I started my channel when I was unemployed, when I was living at home, when I was on disability support checks. That is when I started this YouTube channel. So the very reason I started this channel is now what's empowered me and allowed me to...
Living at home on disability support checks. I bet you your mother and father never made you pay rent like mine did. Because my mother was not of the financial means to let her grown daughter and her grown son-in-law live at home with them rent-free. So guess what? Like an adult, I paid rent. Even at home. I bet you didn't.
break free of the poverty and be my own boss and no longer look for employment from others. But that said, even now that I have paychecks and I have employment because I am my own boss, still all the time I get turned down or denied opportunities due to my blindness. And my management team has had to hear some really disturbing and discriminatory and awful things as to why brands won't work with me or why I don't deserve to make as much money as they're paying other creators for the same job. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, it does still exist. It is something I still face, just not on the scale that I used to face it at or that so many blind people still currently are facing it at.
So here's a question. That sounds like a lot of good content that could spread awareness to your 2 million subscribers about the problems that disabled actors face in Hollywood. However, there you go. You've got more content that you could use to address not only your advocacy, but your love of acting and your love of fashion and your love of brands. And you could still be and that could be more advocacy work. Look at that. And then you'd be helping more blind people. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Little me with not even 1,000 subscribers has figured out a way that you could help the blind community.
And speaking of representation, that brings me to misconception number 3, and that is that I feel I'm the only person that can represent the blind community. Girl, Not at all. I feel like in every video when I sit down and talk about blindness, I try to remind people that I'm Molly and I'm blind. I am just sharing my experience, my life, my stories as a blind woman. But
except for when you said on TikTok that you are blind and you know that not every blind person wants to answer questions, so you want to be the person that sighted people can go to ask questions, any and all questions, in fact, about blindness, instead of asking your friend, your roommate, or your coworker. But you claim that you don't speak for all blind people, yet on the platform where you only have 400,000 followers, not 2 million, you flat out said that you want to be the person that people come to ask any and all questions about blindness. So, Miss Burke, the question I put to you is, which is it?
it's so important to hear from so many diverse voices in this community. I honestly can't represent a whole community. I can't bear that weight. I don't want to. I want as many voices to be heard as possible because truly I believe that together we are stronger.
Really? Then why don't you use your platform to collaborate with smaller blind YouTubers that may not necessarily share your views or do the same content as you? Why don't you help those voices? And I'm not speaking about myself in general. I'm just speaking about any blind person, any blind YouTuber that doesn't, cause you'll like shout out Lucy Edwards, who's a UK YouTuber who does the same content as you, or Tommy Edison. No hate on Tommy Edison, because his channel's pretty interesting, but he has more subs than you do. You know what I mean? It's why do you lie like this? And I need a drink.
So the more of our voices being heard, the more representation we have, the further we get in life. So you hear me say it all the time in videos. I always like to remind you guys that I am Molly and I am blind, but I am not all blind people. I am not all blind experiences. I am not all blind people. I am a blind person. I always try to make it clear that I'm not speaking for blind people. I'm speaking for Molly, and Molly is blind.
On YouTube, yeah. Not on TikTok, though.
So there you have it. I try to remind people, I try to say it as much as
Night,
I can.
honey.
You can't take my experience as fact for blind people because I'm just Molly and my experience is just fact for me. I can also understand that some people can watch me sometimes and feel frustrated because I don't represent them. Right? There's going to be people who watch me and feel really connected. Girls like Taz, my friend Taz, who she's 10 years younger than me. She went blind at the same time I did. She also loves makeup and fashion. You know,
Look, see? She's shouting out another blind person who likes the exact same things she does. Jesus Christ, Molly, come on. Wow.
she feels
Thank you for proving my
in some
point,
ways
Molly.
positively represented by me or accurately represented by me. But there's always going to be other people on the other end of the spectrum who watch my stuff and are like, well, her story, her life, her experiences as a blind woman don't represent me accurately at all. And I totally get that because when I started YouTube, there was a few other YouTube channels, maybe 2 or 3 other YouTube channels of blind people, some of which I was like, well, that's not me, my lived experience of blindness. That's not representative of how I feel or my beliefs at all. And I found it frustrating. But
And wouldn't it have been really nice for you if you had been able to address them and they would have addressed you back? Wouldn't that have been cool?
But I didn't put that frustration into tearing that person down. Instead, I let that person do their thing. I stayed silent and I put my energy into representing myself.
So, criticizing you about the things that you say publicly that are demonstrably not correct or that you do not back up with sources is tearing you down? Is that my question, BP and others, is what can we do to, or my question, BP and others, is what can we do as fellow blind people to make other people aware that we are not her in any fucking way? What we're doing now. This is why I try not to do I won't do every video of hers. But there are some videos like this one. I'm actually glad that I did this and that I'm doing this. But there are some videos of hers that I just feel necessary for blind people to call her out and say, look, this is disingenuous. This is like, and as I said before, I don't think she shouldn't succeed or anything like that. I just think that she's supremely self-unaware and it's sad that she's being this self-righteous about things, and she's saying it's all made up. No, it's not. It's really not.
And representing those who might feel in some way represented by me. So I definitely understand that. I also think some people had this misconception that I am incapable of living alone or being independent, which is funny because I currently live with my blind partner and two of us are both blind, living alone and doing just fine.
You guys both have... Don't be mean. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. You guys, I swear to Christ, you guys have been together for a month. Or, I'm sorry, 3 months now. You guys have been living together for 2 months. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. They're both, so she's got RP, and I don't know what he has, but he definitely has vision. Like, I'm not saying he's not visually impaired, but he definitely has vision. They both have vision. Molly has less vision than he does, but they both have some type of perception. I was married to my wife in a month. I don't believe in fucking around. Yeah, he said on the Q&A that he's visually impaired. He can definitely see. Yeah. But she keeps insisting that he's blind. And she's so not into inspiration porn, yet she keeps hammering home that she and her blind partner live together. Yeah, you know what? I've got a friend who's totally blind like I do. Like I am, and her husband or her boyfriend is also totally blind. They both take care of the 3 kids and do yard work, and her ex-husband is visually impaired. I have another friend who's totally blind. Her boyfriend, partner is visually impaired. You're not special because you live with someone who's visually impaired, Molly. I'm sorry, you're just not. Legally blind, or that's also a movement I can't stand. Legally blind is blind. Yeah, it is. But also it isn't. And acknowledging it isn't a bad thing. Right? Thank you! My boyfriend and I are both visually impaired. We are by no means special. Right? Exactly. I'll bet she's pity fucking him.
But also, I did live alone. I lived alone for 2 years, 18, 19, 20. I lived alone in my own apartment downtown Toronto with my guide dog at the time, Gypsy. I didn't have roommates. I didn't have anybody assisting me. I lived alone. I had an assistant at work, as did all the motivational speakers, disabled or not. We all had full-time assistants, just due to the nature of the job. But I have lived alone.
The fact that you at 18, 19, and 20 had the opportunity to be a motivational speaker. Do you have any idea how rare that is? To be a paid motivational speaker at 18, 19, 20? Your family could afford for your... This is common knowledge, by the way, so I'm not saying... Your family could afford for your itinerant teacher to travel with you when you did the Weed Day speeches for a year. Okay? But you totally know what it's like to live in poverty. Because you lived on your own and received ODSP checks and worked! And worked! Because you were a paid motivational speaker, so you got ODSP checks and had a job. But you totally know what it's like to live in poverty and not have a job. You...
I'm perfectly capable of being independent. Currently, with how busy my schedule is, especially prior to quarantine, I wasn't doing my own grocery shopping. I wasn't cooking my own food. I wasn't doing a lot of those, quote, independent things that if I need to, I can do, but it wasn't because I can't do it. It was because my life was so busy with the nature of my career, traveling all the time, and my mom isn't here in LA because I need her to help me as a blind woman. My mom is here in LA because I need her to help me with my business. And it's the same like many other YouTubers. Many
other YouTubers have their moms as their business manager. Oh, man.
Many YouTubers, you know, the Merrill twins, parents work full-time for them. Rosanna Pansino's sister and partner both work full-time for her.
And how old are they, Molly?
There's many YouTubers whose teams are their family. It's very normal. And so, am I capable of...
Again, how old are they, Molly? Are they 26? I doubt it.
Living alone and being independent? Absolutely. I've done it before. And no, I'm not living alone right now, but I am living with a fellow blind partner. But no,
he's not. Why are you doing that?
On my own, and it's not because of blindness. It's just because, girl, I'm busy. Really, really busy.
A busy bee.
A busy bee. And I love it. And I'm super, super, super grateful. So thank you to all of you for watching me and supporting me and helping me to get to a place where not only can I be financially independent, but I can also live my dream and do what I love and hire a whole team of people to help me. Like the fact that I'm able to not only...
And none of them are blind! Because you're so fucking great at helping contribute to the unemployment rate. Right? Right? Right, Molly?
Sustain my own self, but I'm able to pay my mom as my assistant. I'm able to pay my editor Amanda to make my videos. I'm able to pay Laura and Kaylee to assist me with projects.
You pay for this crappy editing? that a blind person can literally hear the jump cuts? You pay for that? Great googly moogly.
Able to pay my manager Reuven to be my manager, like, it's incredible. It really is, to think that just a couple years ago I was so broke. We thought I was gonna have to take out a loan on my business to pay rent. I was so broke that I would have to buy something for a video and return it because I couldn't afford to keep like this $40 item.
So don't do those videos. Do you think you don't think I want to buy shit and review it? Yeah, she's actually able to take a loan. Lucky her. I know. Hey, Peter. But, like, what the like, I fucked up on an order from a fitness thing, and because of the way that it was laid out, I couldn't find the correct dispute for PayPal because none of the things were correct, or none of the disputes I could find were for so I could return it. That was $80 that I'm out, and I haven't bought anything since because A, I'm gun shy, and B, like, we can't afford that. Blind Ryan says, I review I review games for accessibility, right? I either buy the games or beg for fees. I wish I didn't have to beg. It's demeaning, but the job needs to get done. Exactly. And I feel like a beggar every time I shill out my merch or the Streamlabs link. But this is how I'm trying to make this is how I am trying to do my work, right? This is what I'm trying to do. Oh, by the way, guys, there are now Streamlabs games, and blindpress.net is a thing. There's 26 of you guys. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to find some more shit to do after this is over, because selling merch isn't begging, it's selling a product. That's true. It's your side hustle, no shame in that. Thank you very much, Midnight and Exile, or Lord Famine. Where are we here? How many minutes do we have? Where are we here? 12 minutes of... Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can never express the gratitude I have. Another thing that I saw floating around about me is that I support brands that aren't accessible.
You do! You do!
So, like all creators, I get a lot of brands that reach out wanting to work with me. And we definitely say no to far more than we say yes to.
I do have a Streamlabs kitty stalker. If you go to blindpress.net, you can donate or buy merch right there. It's an all-in-one place. Shilling the Streamlabs is a voluntary crowdfunding project. It isn't like you do nothing. Like all creators. That's true. Nobody nowhere. Hello.
Number number one thing, the number one question that I send my team when they reach out before I even look at what it is, I go, is it accessible? And I never work with brands that I haven't tried first, that I haven't checked out, that I haven't done my due diligence and made sure it's something that I actually want to be promoting. And if you've ever seen me work with a company that maybe currently isn't as accessible as they should be, what you probably aren't seeing is that in those contracts, I consult on accessibility. So a lot of the times I'll say to a brand, you're not currently accessible, so either I'm not going to work with you, or I will work with you and consult on how to make your brand more accessible. So I'll work with them, and I'll say to them, and we've had brands walk away at this point. We'll say, like, you have to show us the roadmap of how you're going to become accessible if Molly's going to work with you. And
Yeah, Diana's in chat here. She works for Aerie. She has been hired, not Diana, Molly, has been hired as a model for Aerie, a clothing brand that claims to be inclusive. Okay? I actually do accessibility consulting. Yeah. Yeah. So, Aerie claims to be an inclusive brand. I'm popping open my second drink because I need it. Ooh! Yummy. That's a berry flavored cider. Here's the score, okay? 90% of the people I talk to feed me a bullshit line. They lie. They lie for coverage. They are lying to you, stupid bitch. Yep. Yep. Yeah, if you go to the blindpress.net link, if anyone wants to. How would you make cloth more accessible to clothes? Oh, no. So when we say that the clothing brand isn't accessible, they don't caption their images properly. They only do it on Instagram, as far as I know. I haven't seen any captioned images on Twitter, and I don't believe their images are captioned on the websites either. And that's what we mean by accessible clothing brands. Clothing brands that are able to be purchased by a blind person online, and they are able to tell the color.
Web access. Stop saying it that way.
Yeah, it's web. They stopped captioning them on Insta. Are you serious, Diana? Holy shit. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. And the other thing, she did a thing with Squarespace, and I know a couple of blind people who have tried to use Squarespace, and it's not screen reader accessible. So, yeah. But she doesn't work. She works with only accessible brands, you guys. And everybody that says this is making it up.
At that point, a lot of brands will be like, oof, wow, we actually have to put in the work to be accessible? No thanks. So I only work with brands that are either currently accessible or agree to have me consult to help them become accessible and show me the roadmap as to how they're going to do that.
So are you not working with Aerie anymore then? Did you sever ties with them? Is that... Oh, fuck Squarespace. Yeah. Yeah.
So accessibility is really important to me, and I do always want to work with brands that are accessible. And you guys know I try my best to always call out things that aren't accessible. In the past, like early days on my channel, perhaps things fell through the cracks. Now that I have a whole team that can help me, that is number one. It is.
Dude, I know blind content creators that have less subscribers than I do, that do more due diligence than you. And you have a team of people. So just stop. Just please stop.
It's definitely the most important thing when I'm working with a brand. So believe me, it is something I try my best to stay on top of, and is definitely extremely important to me, and I take really seriously as a blind person who truly is trying to make the world more accessible in whatever small way I can. Another assumption I see being made is that I'm running out of video ideas, and that's why I'm not making content around being blind. But trust me, the list is forever growing. The list of video ideas is forever long. You will never find a time where I've run out of ideas. But yes, I do make a lot of videos that aren't about my blindness. At the beginning of my channel, when I started, I honestly didn't really want to make content so solely focused on my blindness. But I realized, because there was so few blind creators at the time, that people had a lot of questions, that people were curious, that people wanted to learn about it. And so I felt like it was my duty in a way to do that. And
so you made yourself the blind martyr for the cause? I didn't want to do solely blind content, but I threw myself on the cross for all of you who didn't want to answer all the questions. Oh, Lord, the suffering I've gone through because I didn't want to do solely blind content. In other words, you knew what would sell because there wasn't much cause for it. So you built your brand, as I've been saying. You made blindness your business. And now that you have a business that you've built on blindness, you're trying to do other things, and everyone is going, but you built your business on blindness. Why are you talking about this other stuff? And you, because you couldn't stay true to yourself, despite the fact that you are constantly saying how true to yourself you are, couldn't be bothered to do the content you wanted to do from the get-go. You had to lie. Wait, Raid Shadow Legends is accessible? Really? That's funny. Anyway, that I didn't know. She can't remember which face to stay true to. No, she can't. She really, really can't. Oh, okay. Not to the blind. Okay.
And to help bridge that gap, and to share my experiences, to educate and hopefully make a difference. And I ended up falling into this trap where it felt like for a long time that was all people really wanted from me. And that was hard for me, because I was like, but I also have funny stories about bad dates, and also I love bubble baths, and I want to tell you about my favorite teas from David's Tea, and I want to talk about shopping for petite bodies, and
But then why didn't you start from why didn't you do that from the get-go? Why did you use your blindness to build up a business about blindness, and then get upset when people are asking why you're not sticking to the thing that you built your business on? No, she's 26. Hades is accessible, though, completely by accident. Oh, cool. Is that a phone game or a console game?
All these other things that I care about, but it felt like nobody really wanted that from me. And
because you didn't give that to them. Nobody knew that was a thing that you offered. You waited 6 years. And now that people are used to you doing the blindness content, you're all pissed off that everyone's like, oh, she's running out of video ideas, so she's doing new things. No, it's because it's what I care about. Well, people can't read your mind. What the fuck? Yeah, start a beauty channel. What's stopping you? What? How is this everyone else's fault that they are asking you for the content that you've been giving them? And you're like, but I don't want to. Why did you start in the first place? Why didn't you? Do you know why I don't solely focus on my blindness? 'Cause I don't want to, and I never did. That's why I do all sorts of things and weave the blind into it. That way, people won't tell me that I'm not giving them the content that I advertise. Because I didn't ever start doing one thing. And oh my god. Oh man. It's everyone else's fault but hers. Oh. Please, for the love of God. I need more.
This day when I saw this comment and it was like, Molly, you don't just have to make videos about being blind. We care about you. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. Because I want to make videos that aren't about just my blindness.
Then do it! But you can't build your whole brand on one thing and then get mad at people when you switch the whole... If you don't build a second channel. It's always been everyone else's fault but hers. She's never at fault, always the victim. Yep. Oh my god. She whines like a half-fried bearing.
Always make videos about my blindness because I believe it's so important, and I'm always thinking of new things that I want to show you or talk to you about. But also, I think it's just as important that society sees disabled voices talking about things that have nothing to do with disability. I feel like a video that a lot of people saw is this video right here, why I don't wear push-up bras. A lot of people saw that and were like, what the heck, she's like really reaching for views, she just wants people to click. So a lot of people who watched it were like, wow, thank you for making this video. A lot of people who didn't watch it were like, wow, she's running out of video ideas. And I've seen that more and more as I make slightly less blind related content and slightly more like fashion and lifestyle related content. People are saying I'm running out of video ideas and that's why I'm not making blind videos anymore. But really, to me, I feel like making videos that aren't blindness related is making just as much a difference as making content that is specifically blindness related.
It is, but you can't expect people who have come to the Molly Burke channel for the blindness content to then be like, oh, fashion. Make a second channel. Holy shit. Her editor needs to be fired. They're not doing a good job. No, they're not. You can literally hear the jump cuts. Like, for my sighted friends, close your eyes for a second. See if you can listen for the cuts.
It's just making a difference in a different way. If I can have people sit down for 20 minutes and forget that I'm blind, that's a difference. I'm making a difference in that moment, because for so much of society, they look at us and always view us as disabled. So if I can make them forget, maybe I can make them realize that we're more normal than they might have initially thought. But if I'm only ever talking about how I'm different, it makes it hard for them to realize that we're the same.
But you're not into inspiration porn, right? Shifting from blindness to bras. That's a jump, isn't it? It's the unnaturally quick jump from word to word. People don't talk like that except for Ben Shapiro. No, that's the cut. That's their cuts. She figures, hey, if DeFranco can do it.
I also think sharing my voice in spaces like beauty and fashion, where we really still have zero representation essentially, and people don't feel like a blind person could contribute to that kind of a conversation, I think it's important to show that we can contribute, our voices can contribute to conversations and areas in society that you might not initially think we could.
Still working for Ari there, Molly? You still consulting?
So for all those reasons, I'm going to keep making content that isn't just blindness related, and you can watch it or not, but I ask that if you don't watch it, don't judge the content or make assumptions about what it's about, because that video about my boobs was actually really vulnerable for me to make. It wasn't something I made for clicks. It was something I made because I believed it was important.
No, but you parading your visually impaired boyfriend around as blind is something you're doing for clicks. That's for damn sure. Because all those videos are way higher in view count than your other ones. I've also noticed that your videos about blindness aren't as high in view count as your fashion videos and stuff are, except for... What are you saying, honey? He's her trophy.
Because it was really hard for me to sit down and make that video, to be honest. It's a really vulnerable topic. And what I was talking about is girl on girl body shaming, self-love, societal beauty standards that they place on.
Because number one thing, like if we were to go IRL,
Yeah.
which we swore we would never do, we would get fucking Daddy 05 numbers. But we're not that open.
Nope.
And that's the whole point. If she parades Lil Viz Boy around, which is, I don't know why you keep saying visually impaired, just say Lil Viz. But yeah. But if she's going to parade him around like that, like, yeah.
Yeah. Girl on girl body shaming.
On women, my own journey to
Is what
accept
she's
my
saying.
body, things that I feel like are really important, and I make a lot of videos that I believe are really important, and that's why I make them. And another video that was really vulnerable and really hard for me to make was this video I made a while back about how, as a blind woman, I deal with my period. And it's been sad to see that I've been seeing people shame me for how I choose to deal with my period. And
You ask your mother if you're bleeding! You are 26! You should be shamed! I'm sorry, but come on! You took 23 minutes to tell people that you wipe and show your mommy the toilet paper, and Tampax sponsored you to do it. Why? Why?
I don't think Diana knew that one.
I almost choked on my snacks, says Diana. Sorry. Yes! You do feel it in your guts. She even says that she feels a little crampy beforehand, but instead of putting on a pad to be sure, maybe a day early, she wipes herself and shows her mommy the toilet paper. Yes, that was sponsored. That was a sponsored video by Tampax. 23 minutes for her to tell us that she wipes herself and shows her mom the toilet paper. And that shouldn't be... You put that out in the public, honey, you're gonna get laughed at. 'Cause you ain't 12. You're 20. When you put out that video, you were 25 years old. That's not something that you should be okay with not even okay with sharing. That should not be something that you want to be doing. That should not be your way that you are feeling comfortable with telling whether your body is doing what it should do. You know what I want? Says Blind Ryan. I did a year in jail in my 20s, right? I want Molly to do 1 month in jail. Just one. Lord Famine says Molly is making tree stumps look like intellectuals. No wonder normies think we're helpless. I know. Oh my god. I had a friend who said her sighted... I know a friend whose... If her sighted husband had watched... Or said her sighted husband told her if he saw Molly's period video, he would have second-guessed dating a blind woman. Yeah. Could this technically be considered special ed abuse? Because this Molly sure seems special. Well, you know. Oh, no, Blind Ryan said he went to jail. I didn't. But yes, guys, please, if you want to make sitting through this worth your while, please consider buying yourself a mug or a shirt or a mouse pad or a picture. Or donating to blindpress.net. Let's see here.
And again, in that video, like I do with all my blind videos, I say this is not how every blind woman or person who gets their period deals with it. I am not saying this is how every blind girl deals with their period. I'm speaking for myself. So don't think that this is what every blind girl does or this is how it goes for every blind girl, because we're all different.
No blind girl should be doing that. That's the point. You should know your body. You will buy... Oh, very nice. Thank you, Ginger Snap. That's... No blind woman past maybe the first period they've ever gotten should go to their parents and ask them if they're bleeding. Short of their very first period. I can forgive you for your very first period being like, what the fuck's going on? Right? But in your 20s? No. Sorry, no blind woman should be doing that.
And I've had many blind women share with me that they also have to have help from a sighted person that they trust and love to determine whether they're on their period or not. But then
X to doubt.
I've had a lot of other people in the blind community shame me for how I deal with my period, saying it's disgusting, saying that it's embarrassing, and that's why it was so hard for me to make that video, because at times I did feel it was embarrassing. I did feel ashamed.
You're an adult who doesn't know her body well enough to know if she's bleeding.
You know, I often do wonder if she does watch any of the videos. Because the way she talks is almost a direct fucking reply to half the shit you say.
It is, but she can't say it.
And I think it's sad that people are shaming me for how I choose to accommodate my own disability. And to me, in a way, it is body shaming, because sometimes I know right away when I get my period, because it's really strong and it's really obvious. But sometimes I don't get a full bleed for up to 24 hours. I'll spot, and that can be really hard for me to know. I'm also irregular, so that's really hard. There's a number of things that make it difficult for me.
I'm not regular. Do you think I asked Pincalo if I'm bleeding? Fuck no. I know some of this is in reply to a Twitter storm that happened a while back, yeah. Hello, Miss Mia.
So I think it's really sad to shame other people in your own community for how they choose to deal with their own disability. It's a personal thing, and I shared my personal journey, and I'd love to find a way to not have to rely on somebody else to assist me, but
It's easy! Oh my god! Do you even try? Do you even try to find ways? Or do you just sit there?
She watched your fucking TikToks. You know she did. You know she fucking did. All the shit you got. All the shit you ended up getting from all those fucking retards on there. All her little stands and shit. You think it didn't get back to her?
Yeah, guys, I even had somebody tell me...
Threatened to dox us.
I had someone threaten to dox us, and I had somebody, the same person, say that I scammed all of you guys out of the wedding GoFundMe. You know, because we couldn't get married because of fucking COVID and the fucking licensing issues. But I have the dress and I have the fucking ring. But I had her fans coming and telling me that I fucking scammed you guys out of the fucking wedding GoFundMe. Exactly, Ginger Snap. Use an underwear pad the day before it's supposed to start. That's what I do, just so I don't have to deal with a big mess. Exactly. This is trolls are a sure sign you're doing things right. Yep.
I haven't yet. And I've come to accept that that's how I need to accommodate my disability, my blindness, because that's how my body works.
No, your body works like everyone else's body. You are just too fucking lazy to figure out when you're bleeding. And you'd rather wipe yourself and carry bloody toilet paper around the house looking for the sighted person. And now that your mom lives in a separate apartment, what do? Wipe and go down the hall? Take a picture? Put a wedding pic on the mug in the merch store to shut the stands up. I feel bad for her boyfriend too, Diana. I am more offended at her failure of being a woman. It's fucking stupid. It's stupid.
And I've had plenty of women, like I said, blind women, come forward and say that they also have to do that. So if you're like me and you do that, don't feel shame, don't feel embarrassment.
X to doubt.
It's okay. Your body is your body. However.
Okay, it's not. Okay, this has nothing to do with your body. Okay, having a period is normal. It's fine to have a period. It's not fine to be a fucking adult in your 20s and not know when it's happening to you. That's not okay. This Molly girl is a super needy Natalie Portman who thinks she's just as famous. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my god, I love that.
Your body works is how your body works. And it's not always obvious for all of us. We don't always have an obvious flow. And that's all right. So, on that bloody note...
Yeah,
that's
you're
the end
hilarious.
of this video. I hope you enjoyed I hope you enjoyed the tea that I was spilling because I enjoyed sipping on it. You know, there's always going to be things that are said about you online when you choose to make content and put yourself out there for the world, and that's okay. People are going to like me, people are going to not like me, people are going to believe in what
Yes, you've already said that. You've already said that. We fucking made it. We made it. Give yourselves a fucking pat on the back. We made it, you guys. Oh my god. That was horrendous. Wow. I have met blind women that accept their patients who... Wait. I have met blind women who expect their patient to treat them like a child, but they treat them like they're adult. Pinkalo is giving away... It's getting a hate fucking tonight. Oh my god. Ugh. This was so full of just disingenuousness and just, ugh. That's not tea you're sipping on, lady. That's the bloody TP you thought was a tea bag. You forgot to ask someone if it was tea. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I love that. Well, guys, you've made it. You've made it to the end. We've made it to the end. Holy Christ almighty. That was... I'm a wee bit drunk. Yeah, I'm getting there myself, Ginger Snap. Wow. Okay. That was insane. We made it bearable with our bants. Yes, we did. Oh, come on. Her mom made that tea. Oh, man. So, be sure to go check out blindpress.net. Consider sending through a tip or getting yourself a cool mug /shirt /pillow /picture. slash tote bag slash eyeball bikini. If you happen to be a woman and you want prosthetic eyes on your boobs, you should totally buy one of those. Blindpress.net is where you go to get all of those cool things. Please be sure to tune in tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern for Beat the Blind Girl. I'm going to be playing some Mortal Kombat. And I hope you enjoyed this delve into moronity. And have a great evening, everybody. Go give Minions of the Zoo some love. Tell them Blind Press sent you. Eyeball bikini so the guys can say I'm looking in your eyes. Exactly! You can also get yourself an eyeball pillow if you are a dude and wish to have eyeballs, but not a bikini. You can get the watching pillow. Blindpress.net. Even though this made me mad, I'm glad I tuned in. I'm glad you tuned in as well, Ginger Snap. I'm glad everybody turned in. Thank everybody for joining me. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. Catch me tomorrow at noon for Mortal Kombat gameplay. And have a great night. Thanks for the stream, says Diana. No worries. Take care of yourself, says Lord Famine. Thank you, Lord Famine. You as well. Good night, Ginger Snap. Good night, everybody. Have an awesome night. Thanks for watching.